guy that's in the audience that's yelling, I him, now me, I him, now me. And then that guy gets arrested for child charges. Like, he's like, what is going on here?
But there was something else going on here. Epstein was not some sort of whiz kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part. Epstein was a LARPer. Epstein was cast for a specific role.
When Joe Rogan spoke about Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika, his words sent a ripple through the entire internet. It wasn't just what he said, it was how he said it. With that familiar tone of quiet curiosity and subtle intensity, Rogan hinted at something deeper, something unspoken. He paused for a moment, then said softly, "There's something here people aren't seeing." Something unspoken in her pain. Instantly, the clip went viral. Fans flooded social media asking what did he mean. Was Joe Rogan seeing a side of Erika Kirk that no one else dared to mention? Or was it simply empathy disguised as speculation? Whatever the case, his comment has everyone talking, and today, we're diving into what might really be behind Joe Rogan's mysterious words, to understand why Joe Rogan's comment about Erika Kirk hit so deeply. You have to remember who Charlie Kirk was, and what he meant to millions of people. As the founder of Turning Point USA, Charlie was more than just a political figure. He was a voice, a motivator, and to many, a symbol of conviction and purpose.
Hold on to that thought. Did you know that Charlie Kirk's father, Robert W. Kirk, was actually the architect for Trump Towers? Also, did you know that Erica Lane Kirk won Miss Arizona USA in 2012? Don't forget, Donald Trump ran Miss America from 1996 until 2015. Seeing the correlation here? Now, not saying age difference is a big thing, but did you know Erica was 5 years Charlie Sr.? But this is where coincidences aren't coincidental, so arranged. And there's so much more to Erika Kirk. Kind of like how she was all into basketball, didn't want to be all girly, never liked to dress up, even cut all her hair off, and ended up being Miss USA. How does that happen? How do you go from sports to Miss USA? And then they meet at a Turning Point event in 2018, where she's interviewing for...
His sudden passing left a void, not just in public discourse, but in the heart of his wife. Erika Kirk has always carried herself with grace and quiet strength. She wasn't just Charlie's partner in life, she was his anchor, his closest confidant, the person who stood beside him through both triumphs and controversy. When she spoke publicly after his passing, her tribute wasn't loud or dramatic. It was heartfelt, raw, and filled with emotion that words could barely contain. Viewers felt every word, every pause, every tear. So when Joe Rogan brought up Erika's tribute during a recent podcast episode, people paid attention. Rogan, known for his honest takes and his ability to pick up on subtleties others miss, seemed to sense something beyond the surface. He wasn't criticizing, he was observing, questioning whether there was more to Erika's pain than what the public had seen. It was this moment, this delicate mix of empathy, curiosity, and speculation that turned a quiet tribute into one of the most talked about moments online. Fans and critics alike began dissecting Rogan's words, asking, was he onto something, or did he go too far?
Know what's going on yet. There's a lot of weird shit going on with this.
I know.
This guy, first of all, how did he get to the roof? How come nobody was looking? How come nobody was like, there's a direct line of sight between where he's sitting and those roofs? You guys didn't check? You don't have a drone? Like, that's insane.
This is not going anywhere. It's just not.
It happened during what seemed like a regular episode of the Joe Rogan Experience. The topic shifted unexpectedly to Charlie Kirk and the emotional tribute delivered by his widow, Erika. Joe leaned back in his chair, that familiar, thoughtful look in his eyes. For a moment, he went quiet, and then, with a low and deliberate tone, he said something that made his listeners freeze. There's something unspoken here, Rogan began. You can feel it when she talks about him, like there's a layer of emotion, or truth, that she's holding back. And I don't mean that in a bad way, just something deeper that maybe people don't fully understand yet. The studio fell silent for a beat. Even his guests seemed taken aback by the sudden shift in tone. Rogan wasn't being sensational, he was being sincere, but his words carried weight, and soon, that single moment exploded across social media. Clips of the podcast spread like wildfire, shared on TikTok, YouTube, and X, formerly Twitter. Fans began replaying Erika's tribute, watching it with new eyes. What did Rogan see that they missed? Was it the way her voice cracked when she said his name? The pause before her final goodbye? Or something else entirely? Something private? Something the world wasn't meant to see? Some claimed Rogan was simply being empathetic, that he could sense a widow's pain and wanted to highlight her strength. Others accused him of overstepping, saying he was turning grief into gossip. But one thing was certain, his words hit a nerve. Joe Rogan has a unique way of noticing what others overlook. And when he said there was something unspoken in Erika Kirk's grief, people couldn't stop wondering what he meant. The conversation quickly turned into one of the most discussed podcast moments of the week, not because Rogan said too much, but because, maybe, he said just enough to make the world start asking questions. The moment Joe Rogan's words hit the internet, it was like striking a match in a room full of gasoline. Within hours, social media platforms exploded with opinions, theories, and emotions. On X, formerly Twitter, Rogan's quote, "There's something unspoken here," began trending under multiple hashtags. Hashtag Joe Rogan, hashtag Erika Kirk, and hashtag Charlie Kirk tribute. Some fans praised Joe for his insight, saying he voiced what many silently felt while watching Erika's tribute. "He just has that ability to sense emotion," one fan tweeted. "You can hear it in her voice. There's so much pain she's trying to hold back." Others, however, were not so forgiving. Critics accused Rogan of crossing an emotional line. "This woman just lost her husband." One post read, "Not everything needs to be analyzed on a podcast." Another user added, "Joe always takes it too far. Sometimes silence is respect." Meanwhile, YouTube comment sections filled up with debates. Clips of Rogan's statement reached millions of views within a day, with fans dissecting his tone, his body language, even the way he paused before saying unspoken. Some thought he was suggesting Erika might be hiding a deeper story, a secret, a guilt, or a pain she couldn't bring herself to reveal. Others believed Rogan's comments came from a place of deep empathy, that he was acknowledging the hidden emotional layers of grief. Podcasters and celebrity gossip channels quickly picked up the story, offering their own interpretations. TikTok videos slowed down Erika's speech during her tribute, overlaying Rogan's voice saying "there's something unspoken here," creating emotional edits that spread like wildfire. Even mainstream media outlets joined the conversation, analyzing why Rogan's comment resonated so strongly. Was it his reputation for reading between the lines? Or was it simply that, in a world obsessed with appearances, he dared to suggest that something real and raw still hides beneath the surface? The reaction was massive, but it also revealed something deeper. People weren't just talking about Rogan, they were talking about grief, privacy, and how much of human emotion should be shared with the world. Whether people agreed with him or not, Joe Rogan had once again started a national conversation, one that blurred the line between compassion and curiosity. As the internet dissected Joe Rogan's every word, the one person who stayed completely silent was Erika Kirk herself. No statements, no interviews, no clarifications, just silence. And somehow, that silence spoke louder than anything she could have said. In the days following Rogan's viral comment, fans noticed that Erika quietly posted a single image to her Instagram, a black and white photo of her and Charlie holding hands at sunset. No caption, no hashtags, just that moment frozen in time. Within minutes, her post flooded with comments, hearts, prayers, and messages like "Stay strong, Erika," and "We see your pain." Too many. That single post was her answer. It wasn't about fueling gossip or responding to Rogan's speculation. It was about reclaiming her story in her own quiet, dignified way. Erika wasn't trying to explain herself. She was showing that love, even in grief, doesn't need an audience to be real. Close friends later hinted that Erika was aware of Rogan's comments but chose not to respond publicly. According to one insider, she's focusing on her faith, her healing, and preserving Charlie's memory. The noise around her doesn't matter right now. But that didn't stop people from reading between the lines. Every word she shared, every photo she posted, became a subject of online analysis. Was her silence a form of strength, or was it, as Rogan suggested, evidence of something unspoken? Despite the media storm, Erika continued her quiet grace. She attended a charity event weeks later, wearing Charlie's favorite color and offering a simple smile when asked how she was holding up. Reporters described her demeanor as calm but heavy with emotion. It was clear she was still carrying deep pain, the kind that doesn't fade quickly, the kind that lingers long after the cameras are gone. In that moment, fans began to see what Rogan might have sensed, that there was something unspoken. But maybe it wasn't a mystery or a secret. Maybe it was just love, the kind that's too deep for words, the kind that silence protects. And while the world debated her every move, Erika remained steadfast, her quiet strength reminding everyone that sometimes the loudest truths are felt, not said. To understand why Joe Rogan's words hit so hard, you have to understand the way he thinks. Rogan isn't known for gossip, he's known for observation. When he said there was something unspoken in Erika Kirk's tribute, it wasn't about scandal or secrets. It was about emotion, that quiet space between grief and strength, between what we show the world and what we carry inside. Rogan has spent years talking to people from all walks of life, soldiers, scientists, comedians, and celebrities, and one of his most defining traits is how deeply he listens. He's the kind of person who catches the tremor in someone's voice, the pause before they answer, the unguarded flicker in their eyes, and in Erika's tribute, he heard that silence. Maybe what Rogan was really trying to say was that grief isn't just about tears or words. It's about the moments when you don't know what to say, when the weight of love and loss sits too heavy on your chest to speak. In that sense, the unspoken wasn't a mystery to be solved, it was the truth of human emotion. Still, Rogan's phrasing sparked curiosity. Some fans thought he was hinting that Erika knew more than she revealed, perhaps about Charlie's final days, his private struggles, or their last conversations. Others saw his words as an act of empathy, that he was simply acknowledging the invisible pain of a woman who just lost the love of her life. Either way, Rogan's comment made people feel. It forced listeners to stop scrolling and really think about what grief looks like, not just the kind we post online, but the kind we bury deep inside because words will never do it justice. In a world where everything is recorded, shared, and analyzed, maybe Joe was pointing out something real, that even in an age of some emotions are too sacred to be spoken aloud. And that's what resonated with millions, not gossip, not controversy, but recognition, because everyone knows what it's like to carry something unspoken. Once Joe Rogan's words began trending, the story took on a life of its own. What started as a single comment during a casual podcast discussion turned into a full-blown media moment. Within 24 hours, clips of Rogan's statement were being dissected on TikTok, debated on X Twitter, and replayed across YouTube commentary channels. Mainstream entertainment outlets jumped on the story almost immediately. Headlines began to pop up. Joe Rogan suggests something unspoken in Erika Kirk's tribute. What did he mean? Podcast king sparks controversy after emotional take on Charlie Kirk's widow. Television talk shows and celebrity gossip panels couldn't resist weighing in. Some hosts defended Rogan's insight, praising him for noticing the depth of human emotion others ignored. Others accused him of walking a fine line between compassion and intrusion, questioning whether public figures should ever speculate about private grief. Even other podcasters and influencers chimed in. Some argued that Rogan was simply doing what he's always done, looking beyond the headlines to find the emotional core of a story. Others claimed it was yet another example of how quickly the media can turn a moment of empathy into entertainment. Meanwhile, online forums and fan pages devoted to love and marriage, Huntsville and Turning Point followers lit up with conversation. Some fans posted emotional essays defending Erika's right to privacy, while others praised Rogan for noticing what no one else dared to say. The phrase "something unspoken" became its own kind of viral code, quoted, memed, and even used as a caption across social media posts about grief, silence, and truth. But beyond all the noise, something deeper was happening. Rogan's observation had sparked a rare kind of conversation, not about fame, but about feeling. It reminded millions that, behind every public image, there's a private world of emotions that the cameras can never fully capture. The media may have tried to frame it as controversy, but to many viewers, it was cathartic, an invitation to see grief not as a show, but as a shared human experience. And in that sense, Rogan's words achieved something few viral moments ever do. They made people pause, reflect, and connect. At the end of the day, Joe Rogan's words weren't just about Erika Kirk. They were about all of us, about the emotions we hide, the love we can't always explain, and the pain that lingers long after goodbye. His comment, "There's something unspoken here," wasn't just a statement. It was a mirror, a reminder that sometimes, the most powerful truths are the ones we can't say out loud. Maybe that's why this moment hit so deeply across the internet, because everyone knows what it feels like to lose someone, to hold back tears, to find strength in silence. Erika Kirk's tribute and Joe Rogan's reflection reminded the world that behind every headline, there's a human story, fragile, real, and unforgettable. So now, I want to hear from you. What do you think Joe Rogan meant when he said there was something unspoken? Was it pure empathy, or something deeper? Share your thoughts and prayers for Erika Kirk in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation heartfelt and respectful. If this story touched you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another emotional celebrity moment or powerful story like this one. Because sometimes, what's left unspoken speaks the loudest.